All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. My name is Nick Larson. Happy Wednesday. Today is September 4th, 2019. It's right at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're going to get back to work on what we have been working on this whole time. Right after I close this, I'll open recent. This. All right, the JS13K competition. I am super pumped about this. Control, there we go. CD space source, WS. We're just gonna kick it off here. I'm sorry, I have a mint in my mouth because I've got the hiccups and I'm trying to get rid of them. We're going to, and let's turn this on like, there we go. I think we're gonna work on this. Localhost 8000. Okay. If you have been following along, we basically got to the point where we built out the game screen, and then we sort of reorganized and said, all right, if we're going to actually get this thing done in time, which we have 6 days, including today, we're working on it for about 2 hours a day, so about 12 hours. What all do we need to get done? And we came up with the game flow. And the game flow basically has all of the different things that can happen. So the first thing is you land on the screen, you're shown some really basic instructions, which I haven't actually implemented yet. Then you click to start the game, then it switches you to the game view, sets the human as the player that chooses a minion first, then swaps to the minion selection scene, right? So we've gotten most of that done, right? We're on the thing, we press start. We're now at the minion selection screen, and there's some like example stuff in here already. Once you make your selection, we'll then go to skip, and it will take you to the game screen, at which point you're going to have to play the game, right? So that's how far we've gotten. Then what we need to do is make it so that you sort of pull your characters onto the screen here, wherever it is that you want them to be. And then there's going to be a timer here that's going to run out. And when the timer runs out, then these things are going to fight. One person's going to take some damage because they're going to lose. And then it's going to swap us back to the previous screen, which was this screen, for you to then select your next minions or whatever. All right. We have a lot of bugs here, or a lot of unfinished work here. First off, you can move these. This shouldn't be possible. We don't actually want these to be drag and droppable. Instead, what we want is we want you to be able to select one of these and put it anywhere you want down here. And when you let go of it, then it completes your selection. Right, you can already right-click these to get some information about them, so you're good with that. You already can't interact with the ones that are up here, so you can't move these, which is also good. But we need to make it so that this is not draggable, and this, although you can pick it up, you can only drop it into here, and it should not swap that. Instead, what it should do is make the other one disappear. Ideally. Right, and then alternatively, like if we refresh this, if you just drag it to here, it just sort of goes in there and now it's your thing. Once you let go, it needs to then swap to your opponent's turn, and they need to make their choice, right, with some really basic logic there that if they have an empty slot, they take whatever is there, and then if there's not, then they swap it out, you know, based on some, I don't know, really simple algorithmic thing, or maybe we just do random to start and then we figure it out as we go. When they start first, there will be 2 for them, and then they get to choose first. So there's that. I think ideally today, I want to make it so that, I don't know, I kind of want this timer to happen and the gameplay to happen, right? This minion selection is actually a lot more difficult. There's a lot of parts to it. Then there's the minion placement, which I actually think is pretty easy. All we need to do is implement a timer that runs for 15 seconds, and then when the timer clicks, then it moves on to the combat phase, and the combat phase is going to be really straightforward. We're just going to roll a dice right now and say whoever wins, wins the dice. The other person loses, 10 life or something. And then I want it to like swap back to the minion selection screen. I also want to handle the game end so that when one player loses all their life, it takes you to a new page that pops up and it's like, you're the winner. And then, there's a button to start a new game. And that's it. That's really all I want it to be. And maybe this right here, this pop-up, I don't know. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's do this. Initiate a placement timer for 15 seconds. So we're just going to make a timer a thing because I think we're going to end up having a lot of them. So I want class timer extends game object. And then constructor. We're going to have a duration, and it's going to be this dot duration equals duration, and then we're going to have a start new. We're going to have this dot I don't really know what to do here. Let's just have a start. And then it's going to be this dot start time equals null, and this dot start time equals game state, and for this one we want now. I think we want game state dot now. Okay, and then the idea here is that we can say game state dot now, and then each frame we can, I think we want an update. This dot time remaining equals okay. Once it's running, it's running. Now we need something to track whether it's running. This dot is running equals false. This dot is running equals true. All right, time remaining equals math dot max of 0 or this dot start time minus, oh wait, okay, running time equals this dot start time minus okay, this dot start time minus this dot duration. No, game state dot now. Okay. All right. Let running seconds equals this dot start time minus game state dot now, and then we want, or rather, minus this dot start time, and then we want to say time remaining equals this dot duration minus running seconds, and then we want if this dot time remaining equals 0, then we want to say this dot is running equals false. If not, this dot is running, return. We're not actually going to do anything. Okay. This dot time remaining equals this dot duration. Okay. It's a good start. Then we also want to say handle this dot handle timer and no data. Okay, so I think what this is going to let us do is basically create an event called timer and then do whatever the crap it is that we want to do. So we just say add handler for timer, and then we can have it do whatever we want it to do. And then we can say this, when that happens, then we can say this dot start. Okay. I think more or less that's all we need. We set is running to false. We set is running to true. We set the start time. We set the time remaining. Okay. I mean, let's see how this works. Let's go down and see if we can create a game object that has a timer renderer. Okay, let's do a timer renderer. Text, yeah, let's just do, text timer renderer. And this is constructor of timer. This dot timer equals timer. And then we want a render function, which takes in a game object. So I don't even need this timer constructor anymore. I just need this render. I need this to be super. And this is going to basically draw text. Where I take in the time. Okay. All right. This dot text renderer equals new text renderer. The font. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's do 100 px. Let's do 75 px. 60 px. Arial. Monospace. Text align. Center. Text baseline. Top. Style. Black. Fill. True. Let's set that in the constructor. Okay. Then I want to say GameObject.text equals time remaining. I need to format the time remaining. Okay, I don't know how to format. JavaScript format float. To fixed. Okay, great. To fixed. GameObject.time remaining dot to fixed of 2. I wonder if that's like points after the decimal or if that's like 2 significant digits total. We'll print 504. Okay, that sounds good. That's what I want. Okay. Yep. Okay, let's see if it works. We have a renderer. I think I'm just going to go ahead. No, I'm not going to set that. The timer, you have to specify the renderer. I could just eliminate this altogether. No, I need... Well, I could just set this equal... Yeah, let's just do it like that. Let's do this dot text equals this dot time remaining dot to fixed of 2. Yeah, let's do that. And then I don't need this at all. I can just set the text renderer down below. Okay. In the game screen, that's the reserves. I also want timer. Let's do this minion placement timer equals new timer of 15 seconds. And then I want the timer, no, minion placement timer dot renderer okay. Then I want minion placement timer dot location equals new location equals, I kind of want it to just be the center, hero center. Actually, I just want it to be 0, 0, so I think I just want to add it in here. Hero center dot add component of minion placement timer. Now a little to do handle timer event. In fact, let's just go ahead and put something in here, which is minion placement timer dot handle, no, dot add handler of timer, and this should be something like console.log timer triggered, and then we'll just put something in there to check it for real. Give this a vote. Oh, well, I'm not logged in, so we're not going to worry about it for now. Okay. Start the game. Ooh, undefined. Let's go ahead and wait the 15 seconds and just see if it logs something. I guess it's been about 15 seconds. Maybe we'll just make it 2 seconds for now. I'm going to guess that it's not actually going to trigger the console. Okay. Alright, so we have a timer. Oh, we're never calling start on it, which means that we're never setting... Okay. Let's do set duration. No, set remaining. Time remaining. We're going to say this dot time remaining equals time remaining, and so we're going to do all of this. Duration. Maybe the alternative to this is... Okay, this dot set remaining, this dot duration. That will handle this, And then we say let time remaining, and then we say this dot set remaining of time remaining. And we never started it, so we want to start it when we get to let's do that. Then we want to start it when we exit game state dot set scene minion selection scene. End minion selection. Game state dot set scene. So I need some way to trigger the timer. What should I do? End minion selection. Whenever I set this, I basically want to say make the timer. That's hard. Unless I have some sort of public reference to it. I'm just gonna have to add it to the game state, I guess. Kind of crappy. Not the worst hack. Okay. I think I want to see this as middle. And I want to do this as size. Minion placement timer dot size equals width 0, height 100 ish. I'm trying to center it vertically so that if we change the size, well, it's not really going to work like that. Oh, hero center dot height. How about hero center? Where is my hero center? I have a location for it, but I don't have a height for it. I want hero box dot height. Hero box dot size dot height. Okay. Now when I switch scenes, what needs to happen? I don't know. I need to start the timer. I'm just going to have an activate. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do scene dot handle. No. Scene dot handle activate. And null. Now what I can do is I can say scene dot add handler dot add activate, and this takes in a nothing and says minion placement timer dot handle, no, dot start. Okay, now I have a way to trigger that by basically adding a trigger for when a scene becomes active. I can now do a thing. And this is one of the advantages of like switching up the event system that we did last week. Let's see how far we get with this. Start game. Skip. Oh, okay, well the timer triggered immediately. The timer triggered immediately. Maybe it's in milliseconds. How do we check that? We say JavaScript performance.now. Timestamp measured in milliseconds. Okay, sure. All right. So 2000 then. Let's do 5000. Also, that didn't work. That didn't work. Why is it not? Maybe it's not size, maybe it's location. It is location. X, Y. I just can't seem to figure out how to get that in the right place. Oh, divided by 2. Okay, and then I want to say divided by 1,000. When we do the formatting, this dot time remaining divided by 1,000. So it's actually seconds. Ooh. Okay, let's do 2 fixed 1. And for the sake of testing, just to make sure that it's not going to keep triggering over and over, I can't find what I'm looking for. I can't find what I'm looking for. Here it is. We're gonna make this 2,000 for now. Well, really, we're gonna make it 10. All right, I can see that it was triggered only once, so I actually feel pretty good about that. Let's start the game. Okay, I think I don't even want those. I think I want it to be... Let's just make it 15 here. And it's just going to be a straight countdown timer. It's going to be a straight... What am I looking for? Fixed 0. $13. Okay, we got plenty of time here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, I like that one. Let's get that one closer. Maybe put this one back here. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Okay. So we have the timer. I think I want to add a little rendering to it so that it draws an arc around it that counts down. So that you like have a visual representation that this thing is counting down. And then we want to roll. Okay, yeah, we're all right. Let's just get the rendering done. Let's do this. Nope, we're going to do class. Circular countdown timer renderer. And this is a render. This is a constructor. And then we want a render of game object. All right. We're going to want this dot text renderer equals new text renderer. This is going to be 75 px monospace. This is going to be text align. Center. Middle. Black. And fill is true. Okay. I need an arc renderer. JavaScript canvas render arc. Okay. I don't understand this. An arc is given a coordinate of 100, an x coordinate, a y coordinate, and a radius of 50. How am am I going to... Let's go arc thickness, line width. Sure. Okay. So we have a text renderer, we have a button renderer, a rect renderer, a text renderer. I think we want an arc renderer. And for this, we want color, thickness. This dot thickness equals thickness. This dot color equals color. Or rather, fill equals false. And I think this is actually style. So this dot style equals style. All right, we don't have these, but what we do have is layer dot line width equals this dot thickness. If this dot fill, then the fill style equals the style. Okay. Dot arc, line width, and arc. Sure. Oh, I see. Stroke. Fill. Okay. So we need a begin path and a stroke. Okay. Game object dot layer dot begin path. Game object dot layer dot arc. Game object dot screen location dot x. Game object dot screen location dot y. Oh, radius. Radius, thickness, this dot radius equals radius, this dot fill equals fill. Okay, the radius is this dot radius. The start angle is always going to be 0. The end angle is going to be, all right, let total angle equals 2 times math.pi times game object dot duration dot time remaining. Time, no. Yeah? Time, oh, I need time remaining as a percentage of the duration. Okay, this dot duration, no, this dot time remaining, game object dot time remaining divided by game object dot duration. That would be the end angle, total angle. Anti-clockwise. True. I don't know, whatever. We'll figure that out. I don't really care. Then I think it's dot fill. Or stroke. Let's see. Canvas, begin path. Okay. Okay, so we want an arc renderer. Renderer equals new arc. No. Oh. That's what I want. Count. Circular countdown renderer. And we'll have to come back to this. This is line 853. This dot arc renderer equals new arc render. I think the radius and the thickness. Thickness are the two things that I want to be able to control. Radius, thickness, red, false. Then we say this dot arc renderer dot render game object. This dot text renderer dot render game object. Circular countdown timer renderer. We want the radius and the thickness on 850 something. Okay. And this is going to be, I don't know, we're going to go with 90 and 3 for now, just to see what it looks like. Okay, that's really freaking big because it's a radius. So we want to divide that in half. And for some reason it didn't end up red. and I want it to end up red. It's because I need to set the fill style or the stroke style. Game object dot layer dot fill style equals this dot style. Game object dot layer dot stroke style equals this dot style. And what I want this to be is 2 pi minus this. So 1 minus. The time remaining. Why was it counting up? That was kind of weird. I'm saying that the time remaining, let's say the time remaining is 4,000 out of 5,000, that should be 0.8. So if I take 2 times math.pi, oh, radius. That's right. I need to update that. Eight some odd. So the radius needs to be like 45. I'll probably just do 50 here. Let's try that one more time. Why is it counting up? Why is it counting up? Duration. The time remaining. Let's make this like really thick. Let's make it like 7. And let's make this like 55. Okay. Now, I also want to know why it is counting up. Arc render. You know what we want to do? We don't want this in here because this is an arc renderer. We want game object. Okay, start angle. Game object dot start angle. Game object dot what should I actually be calling this? End angle. GameObject.end angle. Okay. So now I want to go back to the other renderer. And I want to say GameObject.startAngle equals 270. And then I want oh. This is my misunderstanding here. So that's drawing a grid. It's saying the radius is 20. The start angle is 0, so it's always starting over here. Anti-clockwise. Let's see. Math.pi two times math.pi. That's not. Oh, here we go. Ends at an angle of 2 pi radians. So I need to say ends at an angle of 2 pi radians. So if I want it to start down here, I need it to be 270. JS. Okay, so I want it to be math 2 pi is the beginning. I want it to be 1.5 pi. Okay. I want this to be okay, and then I want this to be 2 pi. What and shit? comma true. What the damn? .5 pi. Okay. Now I think we go to 1 pi. Okay, so these are like hard angles. So I think if I want this, if I go like 1.1, 1.2, all right, then what I really need to do is say 0.9, 0.6. Okay, so I want an angle of 0.5, and I want this to go all the way to like 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. Okay, so I want this to start at 0.5 and go all the way to 2.5. Got it. Start angle 0.5 times math.pi. Now what I want is game object dot end angle equals 0.5 plus 2 times game object dot time remaining divided by game object dot duration times math.pi. That's the start angle and the end angle. Text renderer, arc renderer, start angle, end angle. Okay, let's see if that works. Start game, skip. Why is it counting up? It is still counting up. What the F? Seriously, what the F? What the fuck? What the fuck? It is starting there. Oh. Okay, so when it's almost full. All right. Now what I want is... Okay, this is getting dumb. Let percent time remaining equals this. Now I want 1 minus this times percent time remaining. Or is it? See if that does it. Hey, there we go. Counting down. You notice that there's like a thickness all of a sudden to these lines? I need a you have to set everything. Okay, line width needs to go back to 1. Pretty much everywhere. Line width equals 1. Line width. Okay, I got my line width back here. Got my line width back here. Okay. Got 15 seconds to get them where you want them. The timer is triggered. Okay. So that's like that. Now I need one player to get damaged. I can still drag these around, which is a bit of a problem. I need one player to randomly get damaged. And then we want to switch back over to the minion selection screen. Alright, so we're going to have a run combat. Okay. Const run combat equals a function, and then we're just going to say const p1 equals game state dot player 1, const p2 equals game state dot player 2, and then we're just going to say roll the dice, deal damage to one of them. Okay. If math.random is less than 0.5, p1 dot, I should have something like health. Okay. Health. It's my player. It's the one with all the stuff. Okay, player.health. Damage. Okay, we're just gonna put the logic straight down here. Minus equals math dot min p1 dot health okay, damage. Let damage equal math dot random times 20 times 10 plus 6. Damage. Okay. Else let's just do let player equals P1 or P2. Then we're going to say player.health if player.health is less than or equal to 0, console.log end of game, else make, okay, I know somewhere I call this I feel like there needs to be only one minion selection screen, or we're going to run into like lots of bugs. Probably going to run into lots of bugs anyway. We're just going to do it the easy way. We're just going to copy it. We need to set the person whose turn it is to go first. And then we need to set the scene. Okay. Return. All right, in the case that it's not, then we're going to say, okay, let first selection equals p1.health less than p2.health, less than or equal to. Then we do p1 or p2. First selection. Okay, so this will choose which player gets to choose first. It will create the selection scene. It will set the scene so that we can actually view it. And that whole thing can happen. Then it'll come back here. When we get to the end of the game, then the end of the game will trigger an end of the game. And I probably want something like a set timeout. And then I want something like game state dot set scene, and I want game state dot intro scene. Intro scene. And we're going to put that at a like 10-second timeout. And I don't know what happens here. Game state dot set scene, game state. Okay, the games. I need to basically new up a game state and throw away all the old stuff. All right. We're at the start. We go to this. We skip. We move our things. All right, we have put them on the board. I need to reduce this time significantly for this. What happened? Oh, on the... Alright, we need to run the combat. So we basically want to replace this with run combat. And in here, to do, disable all interaction. Wait, no, disable dragging. And for the time being, let's reduce this to like 5 seconds. Alright, we chose our thing. We put our pieces on the board. Okay. No player got damaged. These have all moved to the top left corner. Oh my goodness. Okay, we are doing damage. We just need to do a lot more. I wanted to do 15%. Player dot max health plus 0.06 times player dot max health. So now what I know is I can say math.random plus. So we're going to do at least 6% of their damage. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Times 0.1. Alright, so this will do a 6% base damage and up to 10% additional damage each time. Skip it. Let's get my things on the screen. Oops. Cannot access player before initialization. Okay. You got damaged. You got damaged again. I got damaged. Oh, I took a lot of damage there. Ooh, it was me again. Okay, you. I just want to make sure that at the end of all of this, it gets to the point where it decides that one person has actually won or lost. Oh, that's a bug. Okay, gonna have to add that to the to-do. Weighted random. Get minion options. To do can still choose the last minion twice. The shark is the last one. If we find the shark. Yeah, the shark is the last one. So somehow it's deciding that it wants to choose the shark twice. And that means that my weighted random is incorrect. Which is fine. We'll just figure it out later. Alright, we're almost to the end of this game. Oh, it did it twice again. If it goes a third time, I'm going to know there's a problem. Aha. Oh, I see. At the end of this, I'm not setting it back to no owner. So there's only one in the list. Interesting. Okay, so I need to set it back to no owner. Let's just get to the end. It's a really close match here. Ooh. Oh, still not over. I think the next player wins. No? Oh. Alright, end of game. And then we go back to the beginning. Okay. So, we have a lot of bugs. Like a lot of bugs. But I do think that the flow of the game here is done. Right, we need some sort of winning animation for whoever it is that won. Okay, let's just go over this. Because I feel like that's pretty close to going to be it for the day. Alright. We land on the screen. We're shown some really basic instructions. We still have this to do. We click to start the game. We switch to the game view. In this case, everything's still broken. So basically, we want to create a new game, period. Like, we want to destroy everything and create an entirely new game state when we press that button. One player is already going to lose here. All right. So we click to start. All right, let's just refresh the whole thing. We click to start. We're switched to... No, we don't want to switch to the game view. Click to start. Set human player. All right, here we go. 4, 5. Set human player to choose a minion first. That's this one. That's why it's, you know, the same color here. And then... Oh, you know what? I never saw it being blue. I wasn't paying attention, though, but maybe it was. Okay, the minion selection. Shown character select screen. Show character select screen with 2 weighted random characters. Okay, I do want to fix this bug real fast, because this one's going to bug me. Haha, see what I did there. Minion placement. Run combat. Make minion selection screen. So this is saying... Okay, this is saying... Get minion options. Great. Minion options. Make them draggable. Minion.lastParent equals null. P select inventory.add minion. Okay. End minion selection. In this case, I want this to be game state dot no. Basically, yeah, this is the thing where it's like I need to there are so many bugs in this. All right, this isn't actually true. I think this is correct. I think this logic in here is correct. I think what's happening is during end minion selection, I need to get... Aha! Return minions to game. I think I want to say something along the lines of game state dot interactable dot for each minion. Okay, let J equals set game state dot player one dot minions dot for each J dot add it's a set, right? JavaScript set. JavaScript set add. Huh. I don't know why I'm not getting IntelliSense. j.add of m. And then I want to do the same thing for player 2. And then I want to say interactable.forEach. I want to say if not j dot contains m, then m dot owner equals null. I think, let's just go to this. I see add. Is it has? Okay, so has. Sure. Okay, let's see if that works. Basically, what we're looking for here is that the random selection doesn't max out now. Oh. Oh, new set. Okay. We see a shark and a crazy head. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, they're all new every time. This isn't looking good. Oh, there we go. All right, we got the red bird again. We got the shark again, but the shark is at the end. Okay, red bird. I'm starting to think that this fixed it. All right. Rhino, whale, haven't seen either of those. Whale, okay. All right, I feel like that fixed it. Right, oh, okay, and also notice that it's this player's turn. Like, I can't interact with these because it's the computer's turn. And if I lose some health... Nope. I need to lose more than the computer. There we go, now it's my turn. Oh, this is bad. These things are screwed up. Ah. Oh, interesting. Somehow I managed to select it into another place. What? That is bananas. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. That is crazy. And then somehow I lost it. Gosh, there's so many bugs here. Okay, there's the red bird back. Nope, still alive. Hey, alright. Okay, so like a million bugs, but the game flow is there. Right? That's the point here. Uh, you start the game, you click on it, it takes you to a thing. I need to make it so that, you know, there's these really basic instructions. Left click to drag, right click to get info. Okay. In the minion selection screen, another million bugs to be sorted out. But you get your two weighted, you drag one of them to your location, which apparently is just totally busted. Who knows? Alright, I'm going to undo that. This is apparently not working at all. I have totally borked this. Okay, but you should only be able to drag one. Okay. Click. Alright, repeat for your opponent. So we don't have this logic done of repeating for your opponent. But we do have swapping to the game screen. Then we initiate a timer for 15 seconds, which we'll change it to. That's super simple. Players can move their characters around on the board. At the end of the timer, we have not disabled the draggable. We have initiated the combat phase. The combat phase automatically resolves. We have done that. Damage is dealt to a hero. We have done that. We check the winner. If it's the end of the game, we proceed to the end of the game. We have done that. The pop-up we have not done. Alright, set the lowest remaining health hero to choose first. Swap back to the main selection screen. Okay, so all of the flow is more or less done. We just have a jillion bugs to clean up. Just a jillion. Right up to, I mean, every single scene here has a jillion bugs. So I think let's go ahead and focus on the first thing first, which is creating a whole new game state so that we can just like play a whole new game. Yeah, I think that's it. We just want to play a whole new game. Basically how it goes. Anyway, so I don't feel like we're going to be able to get a whole lot of this done right now today. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'm going to get this. I'm going to get a couple of to-dos in here, get this checked in. Game flow complete, and then tomorrow we're going to get back to actually grinding away on fixing up the bugs. And I just want all the bugs fixed up tomorrow in the flow. And then we're going to start working on the actual, like, well, I think tomorrow we probably ought to start working on the combat phase, or else that's all we're going to end up doing on Friday. Yeah. All right. I feel pretty good about this overall. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Had a really good day. I feel like we made a lot of progress here, so thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all tomorrow at noon Eastern time. And we're going to get through as many of these bugs in the game flow as possible, and that's going to be that. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow.